New at 10 and only on Way 31 News. In an exclusive interview with Way 31, Alabama A&M University's president speaks candidly about his administration, his family, and one of his biggest concerns.
Way 31 morning anchor Demetria Green had an up-close and personal interview with Dr. Daniel Wims. This is the first time we've had full access to him in 2 years. Demetria, is there anything that surprises you?
Well, typically, when I have interviews of this magnitude, I get a list of topics that are off limits. However, that wasn't the case. Dr. Wims was very transparent during this 2-hour interview. So I want you to get to know the man who holds the highest position on the Hill.
There's an excitement in the air at Alabama A&M University. After reading headlines on record enrollment, seeing pictures of $20 million in scholarships awarded to future Bulldogs, and hearing reports of a possible expansion, I wanted to see what all the buzz was about.
So, Dr. Wims, how does it feel to be the 12th president of Alabama A&M University?
Wonderful. Better than I expected in terms of outcomes.
Okay.
A lot less fun than I expected. We're about work, focused, grind, and outcomes.
Right.
Those tenets, along with accountability and compliance, serve as the mantra for his administration, and it was instilled in him at a young age. Dr. Wims grew up in southwest Georgia, right on the Chattahoochee River.
We have farms on both sides of the river.
He spent most of his time as a kid on college campuses, playing sports and working with the Future Farmers of America.
Won a lot of state contests and a lot of recognition.
He aspired to become a public intellectual like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. However, fate and his father had other plans in academia.
My father was an autocrat, dictatorial. There was no democracy in his house. And even if you weren't in his house, you were in his house.
Dr. Wims would go on to complete graduate school and start a successful career in higher education. Eventually, he set his sights on Huntsville, where he served as provost and vice president of academic affairs at A&M for 12 years.
And in those 12 years, I was able to learn the fabric and fiber of the institution. And
he continues to push for government leaders and corporate donors to make the university a priority.
First, we've got to get the resources, which we're working on. And so the first question is, what are your alums doing?
That's where what he calls friends raising comes into play. It's a push to get alumni to give back to the university.
Maybe we haven't done as well as we should have done in the past to maintain contact, to maintain a level of engagement. We're doing a lot better, and that's why we want a great homecoming so they can come and have a great experience. And then they say, hey, this is my place, and I want to invest in it.
The goal is to bump that number up to 8%. But make sure you join me tomorrow night at 10 as we talk about his response to the recent campus shootings and future projects that are in store. For coverage you can count on, I'm Demetria Green, Way 31 News.